Thomas Jefferson grew the first tomatoes in America. He had a dog called Buzzy, a horse called Caractacus, a mockingbird called Dick. He also had 2 bear cubs, but their names are unknown. Although he is known for freeing the slaves, he never did. He had 800 slaves at the time of his death, but he only freed 5 of them. Despite that, he did always say he wanted to abolish slavery. He proposed to end it in all of his territories in 1784. Sadly, his bill lost by a single vote. If he had his way, millions of African Americans would have been free over a century early. He supervised the Declaration of Independence when it was printed on July the 4th, 1776. He was the first president to be inaugurated in Washington, D.C. He was the first president to shake hands instead of bow. He was known as the man of the people. He had his own Quran and was well versed in its teachings. Jefferson only gave 2 public speeches in his entire presidency, one for his inauguration and one for his re-election. One of his greatest quotes is, "In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock." It's extremely likely that Thomas Jefferson suffered from Asperger's syndrome. Although he was extremely intelligent, it was clear he had lots of social limitations. He had absolutely no stage presence. He almost never made eye contact. He would mutter and look at the ground while he was talking to somebody. He detested public speaking, which is why he only gave 2 speeches during his presidency. He would constantly just hum while walking around randomly in the White House. His dress sense was so obscure, many thought he dressed in the dark. In spite of these limitations, he could do phenomenal things. He could read and absorb books so quickly that he had a rotating bookshelf where 5 books would flip around so he could read all of them simultaneously. He would do this while writing speeches, letters, and essays. That's an amazing contraption. Where did he get it? He invented it. I mean, it's not like he had anything better to do, like, running a country. He taught himself Arabic, Greek, Latin, French, Italian, and Spanish. He also studied Gaelic and Welsh. He played the clarinet, the cello, and the violin. President John F. Kennedy summarized Jefferson's intelligence best when he addressed a room of Nobel Prize winners when he said, "I think this is the most extraordinary collection of talent, of human knowledge that has ever been gathered together at the White House, with the possible exception of when Thomas Jefferson dined alone. Only JFK could make a group of Nobel Prize winners feel like a bunch of idiots." When a botanist called Benjamin Smith Barton learned that Jefferson loved plants, he named a flower the Jeffersonian plant in the president's honor. He was heavily addicted to opium and would regularly take it until his death. In 2010, a historical scholar called David Barton wrote The Jefferson Lies. In this book, Barton accused Jefferson of trying to found a Christian nation. In reality, he was a huge advocate of separation of church and state. This book has been voted as the least credible history book in print by Christian scholars and professors. It was so inaccurate that it was pulled by its publisher. It's still available in Texan libraries, and you can buy it on Amazon, and it has surprisingly good reviews, even though it's absolute garbage. But then again, so does this book. Jefferson died on July the 4th, 1826 from toxemia and uremia. It was the same day as the previous president, John Adams. His final words were, "Is it the 4th yet?" Jefferson and Adams died exactly 50 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Thanks for watching, bye-bye for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.